with a roll call. And hopefully Liz is here to do that. Yeah, there you are.
Yes, hello. Councilmember Barber?
Here.
Chambliss?
Here.
Ferguson?
Here.
Fredson?
Here.
Gonzalez?
Here.
Lee?
Here.
Lilligren?
Here.
Lindstrom?
Here.
Musset?
Here.
Sterner?
Here.
Vento?
Here.
Wolf?
Here.
Zurin? Zurin? And Chair Zelli.
I'm here. We have a quorum. First order of business is the approval of the agenda and if there are no objections, I will consider it approved. The next item is the approval of minutes from the December 23rd, 2020 meeting. May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Vento moves approval.
Kelly, this is Sterner, second.
Thank you, Councilmember Zento and Councilmember Sterner. Any discussion? All right, hearing none. Liz?
Barber?
Aye.
Chambliss?
Aye.
Ferguson?
Aye.
Fredson?
Aye.
Gonzalez?
Aye.
Lee?
Aye.
Lilligren?
Aye.
Lindstrom?
Aye.
Musset?
Aye.
Sterner?
Aye.
Vento?
Aye.
Wolf?
Aye.
Zurin? Chair Zelli.
Aye. All right, the minutes are approved. So next on to the consent agenda. Can I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda?
Chambliss moves approval for the consent agenda.
Thank you, Reba. Second?
Second by Lee.
Thank you, Chai. Any discussion? All right, hearing none. Liz, you can call the roll.
Barber?
Aye.
Chambliss?
Aye.
Ferguson?
Aye.
Fredson?
Aye.
Gonzalez?
Aye.
Lee?
Aye.
Lilligren?
Aye. Aye.
Lindstrom?
Aye.
Musset?
Aye.
Sterner?
Aye.
Vento?
Aye.
Wolf?
Aye.
And Chair Zelli.
Aye. The consent agenda motion carried. We're on now to reports from the standing committees. And the first report is from Community Development. Councilmember Lilligren.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Council members, the first item from CD Community Development Committee is business item 2020-344. It's to award $3 million in livable communities tax base revitalization account grant funds to support 14 redevelopment sites. When completed, these projects are expected to result in an annual tax base increase of $900,000. They'll create nearly 800 new and preserved affordable housing units, including 122 units affordable to households earning below 30% of the area median income, the AMI. 52 of the units will be at 50% of the AMI. 596 of the units at 60% of the area median income, and 20 units at 80% of the AMI. And they will leverage $223 million in private investment. Mr. Chair, I move that the Metropolitan Council, 1, award 14 tax-based revitalization account grants totaling $3 million to assist redevelopment projects in the cities of Bloomington, Falcon Heights, Hopkins, Minneapolis, St. Louis Park, and St. Paul, and 2, to authorize the Community Development Division Director to execute the grant agreements on behalf of the Council.
Second by Lindstrom.
Thank you, Councilmember Lindstrom. Any discussion? We take these votes so quickly, but we know how meaningful these grants are. And I love hearing the leverage and all the work that went into them and what a difference they make. So I like celebrating that. Any comments, discussion? All right, hearing none. Liz?
Barber,
Aye.
Chambliss,
Aye.
Ferguson,
Aye.
Fredson,
Aye.
Gonzalez,
Aye.
Lee,
Aye.
Lilligren,
Aye.
thank you. Lindstrom,
Aye.
Mousse,
Aye.
Sterner, Vento,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
Cherzelli.
Aye. That motion carried. Councilmember Lilligren.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair and council members. The next is business item 2021-3. It's to adopt the affordable housing and life cycle housing goals for 59 communities who are enrolling in the Livable Communities Act Local Housing Incentives Account Program for the 2021 to 2030 decade. Upon adoption, these communities will be eligible to apply for Livable Communities Act grants beginning in 2021. Communities can enroll in the LCA Local Housing Incentives Account Program any year by, among other requirements, adopting affordable and life cycle housing goals for the 2021 decade by November 15th of the preceding year. Goals are set by a formula that is described in the posted business item. As required by statute, the Council conducted a public hearing on December 21st for 58 of the 59 communities and their goals. Because we had inadvertently left one community off the list just earlier today, we held a second public hearing to include that additional community in this action. Mr. Chair, I move that the Metropolitan Council approve the attached resolution 2021-1 adopting Livable Communities Act affordable and life cycle housing goals for the years 2021 to 2030 that have been locally adopted by communities participating in the Livable Communities Act program for that decade.
Great. Second?
Vento seconds.
Thank you, Councilmember Vento. Any discussion? All right, Liz, call the roll.
Barber,
Aye.
Chambliss,
Aye.
Ferguson,
Aye.
Fredson,
Aye.
Gonzalez,
Aye.
Lee,
Aye.
Lilligren,
Aye.
Lindstrom,
Aye.
Mousse,
Aye.
Sterner,
Aye.
Vento,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
Cherzelli.
Aye. That motion carried. Now we're On to the next, Councilmember Lilligren.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair and council members. Business item 2021-4 is to award up to $5.5 million in Livable Communities Local Housing Incentive Account grant funds to support 6 multifamily rental and 5 single-family ownership development projects. When these projects are completed, they are expected to result in 360 new affordable rental homes and 12 new affordable ownership homes. These local housing incentive account awards will help leverage over $50 million in other public investment and over $37 million in private investment. Mr. Chair, I move that the Metropolitan Council award 11 local housing incentive account grants as shown in Table 1 of the staff report totaling $5.5 million for affordable housing projects and authorize the Community Development Director to execute the grant agreements on behalf of the Council.
Great. Is there a second?
Second by Barber.
Thank you, Councilmember.
Mr.
Any
Chair?
discussion? Yes, Councilmember Chambliss.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I would like to propose an amendment to that motion due to a correction. One of the applicants receiving an award is listed as West Hennepin Affordable Housing Land Trust, and it should be City of Minnetonka. So we'll need to correct that, and it'll be a part of the proposed action. Therefore, I move to correct a clerical error and the project summary for the Homes Within Reach project by striking the applicant of West Hennepin Affordable Land Trust and inserting the City of Minnetonka.
Okay.
Lilligren seconds.
Thank you, Councilmember. Any discussion or questions on the amendment to the motion? All right, hearing none. Liz, please call a roll.
Barber,
Aye.
Chambliss,
Aye.
Ferguson,
Aye.
Fredson,
Aye.
Gonzalez,
Aye.
Lee,
Aye.
Lilligren,
Aye.
Lindstrom,
Aye.
Mousse,
Aye.
Sterner,
Aye.
Vento,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
and Chair Zelli.
Aye. Okay, the amendment is adopted. Now, is there any discussion on the motion as amended? All right, then. Liz, please call the roll on that.
Barber,
Aye.
Chambliss, Ferguson,
Aye.
Fredson,
Aye.
Gonzalez,
Aye.
Lee,
Aye.
Lilligren,
Aye.
Lindstrom,
Aye.
Mousse,
Aye.
Sterner,
Aye.
Vento,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
Chair Zelli.
Aye. All right, that motion as amended carried. On to your last item, Councilmember Lilligren.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. And just before I introduce the last item from Community Development Committee, I would just like to echo your comments about the incredible level of staff work that has gone into preparing these actions, and just really commend our staff and to thank them for the work on that. And so our final item from Community Development Committee is our project-based voucher award recommendations, and that is business item 2021-5 to award 81 project-based vouchers to 6 projects in multiple cities in the region. Our Metro HRA administers 6,859 housing choice vouchers, the majority of which are tenant-based and move with the tenant. the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, allows housing authorities like ours to the discretion to base up to 20% of our vouchers in specific projects. Those are referred to as project-based vouchers or PBVs. With these awards, the Metro HRA will be utilizing 13% of our total vouchers as project-based vouchers. PBVs tie the rental assistance to the specific unit instead of to the tenant, and they may be tied to new construction, rehabilitated units, or existing housing units. The 6 projects recommended for project-based voucher awards will support new affordable housing, assist in providing increased housing choice for the region's low-income families, and provide support services promoting housing stability. Mr. Chair, I move that the Metropolitan Council approve the award of project-based vouchers, rent assistance, and authorize the Metro HRA Director to execute the necessary documents with the project owners for the 6 projects shown in Table 1.
Great. Is there a second?
Vento seconds.
Thank you, Sue. Any discussion? All right, hearing none. Liz?
Barber,
Aye.
Chambliss,
Aye.
Ferguson,
Aye.
Fredson,
Aye.
Gonzalez,
Aye.
Lee,
Aye.
Lilligren,
Aye.
Lindstrom,
Aye.
Musset,
Aye.
Sterner, Vento,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
Chair Zelli.
Aye. That motion carried. Thank you all. We're on to the other committees. There are no reports from the Environment Committee. There are no reports from the Management Committee. Our last item is a report from the Transportation Committee. Councilmember Barber.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, council members, business item number 2021-16 is Hennepin County Transit Link Contract 20P193. The procurement was a joint effort between the MTS and Anoka County for Transit Link services in Anoka, Northwest Ramsey, and Hennepin counties for a term of 5 years. MTS will directly contract the Hennepin County Transit Link service and will oversee all day-to-day operations. Anoka County's Office of Transit will administer and oversee all day-to-day operations of the service for Anoka and Northwest Ramsey. The county will hold the service contract and will fund all the administrative expenses related to overseeing the service. The council will finance operations through an intergovernmental agreement with the county. Therefore, Mr. Chair, I move that the Metropolitan Council authorize the regional administrator to negotiate and execute contracts with Anoka County and Transit Team Incorporated to provide transit link services for a total procurement value not to exceed $16,522,045 over a term of 5 years.
Thank you, Councilmember Barber. Is there a second?
Turner seconds.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Lee. I know you spoke. Any discussion? All right, Liz, can call the roll.
Barber,
Aye.
Chambliss,
Aye.
Ferguson,
Aye.
Fredson,
Aye.
Gonzalez,
Aye.
Lee,
Aye.
Lilligren,
Aye.
Lindstrom,
Aye.
Musset,
Aye.
Sterner,
Aye.
Vento,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
Chair Zelli.
Aye. So that motion carried. This is a relatively brief meeting, but we just have a couple of things I think we could bring to your attention. There's been some questions about given about security, given the news that's in every real-time paper or radio or TV or what is tweeted, and I think there's a lot of concern, about our cities, not just DC, and obviously as Met Council, particularly Met Transit, we're engaged in many of these issues. And I just, rather than get too much into the detail, which really isn't appropriate to kind of talk about in a public forum, but we thought since many of you have been thinking about it, it's all on our minds. Maybe I can call on Wes. You can just tell us briefly, how does this affect Met Transit and kind of where do we stand on those issues? If you have a minute.
Sorry, I needed to unmute myself. I apologize for that.
No problem.
As we're all hearing, there are a number of reports about potential civil unrest in the coming days, and this includes the Governor Walz's plans to deploy the National Guard as part of preparing for potentially violent protests leading up to the inauguration. I just want to, before I go on, first acknowledge on behalf of Metro Transit that these are sad and difficult times for our nation and for our workforce and for each of us as individuals who care deeply about democracy and abhor the hate and bigotry and racism. They're at the front and center of these violent protests. I just need to say that. I know that our employees are feeling this. We, of course, don't know that there will be civil unrest, but we are partnering with others to prepare for every potential from now and through Inauguration Day. The Metro Transit Police Department, I know, is engaged in planning with the Department of Public Safety and other law enforcement agencies, and we are being kept informed of the latest information that's available to the law enforcement agency. I spoke with Chief Frizzell earlier today, and MTPD is using the information they are receiving to position our officers to best protect our services and our properties. Our operations department is working closely with our police department and have immediate access to law enforcement information that is critical to our service. This is more access than others are given the critical nature of our role in public transportation. So this allows us to adjust services and communicate with customers if disruptions occur and gives us really real-time information for making those adjustments. For example, activity near the Capitol could affect Green Line service, and we may need to reroute buses if roadways are affected. And of course, other adjustments may need to be made depending on what the circumstances dictate. I just want to assure you that our overriding objective is, in these volatile circumstances, to make decisions about service levels and routing of our buses that ensure the safety and security of our employees and customers. That's always going to be our first priority for the decisions that we make. So just want to assure you that we are fully engaged, both from the perspective of the Metro Transit Police Department and through the connection that our operations staff have with the police department. And we're actively and closely monitoring the situation and doing what we can to prepare for what might transpire in coming days. So I hope that's helpful, Chair Zilli.
No, I appreciate that, Wes. Thanks for taking a minute. I'll also just add to that, I've had full briefings with the cabinet, and I have to tell you, I think we're in pretty good shape. So, and I think it's certainly stressful times for all of us, and hard to see when you love your country to see it in this kind of shape. But this has been somebody said 2021, a lot like 2020. We're going to hope for better days ahead. And I certainly think we have reason for looking hopefully in these months ahead. I know there's a relatively short meeting next week. We're going to have the Committee of the Whole, and as you might have seen an email I sent out some time ago, we're really going to talk about discussions about really the next whole planning cycle, the 2050 regional plan. And that's really beginning now. I think a lot of the staff has been already spending a little time on it, and I think it's really a great opportunity for us as council members to kind of come together and get our ideas out on the table and both refresh the Thrive kind of vision, but this is our chance to kind of put our fingerprints and think about, given the world we're facing, what does it mean to for our visions for what I wouldn't call just recovery, but reimagining what the future can be in terms of this inclusive prosperity that we all care about. Remember, there's a Mentimeter poll. It's an opportunity to do a little thinking and a little feedback ahead of time. So try to find that email. If you don't, I'm sure Liz or Michelle can get you another copy. But I think that'll be helpful because that will set us up for a better conversation next week. Any questions on that? Or if you have any questions even after today, reach out to me and we can make sure we're prepared. Well, having said that, does anybody else have anything else they'd like to say or add or question or give a report? Let's see. I know Mary is not with us today. Phil, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Phil Wall-Jasper, the Acting Deputy Regional Administrator, sitting in for Mary. Nothing to report. I will say on the COVID front, as the incident commander for the council's response to COVID, we are working hard on developing a vaccination plan. A lot of people are putting in a lot of work behind the scenes on that so that when we get more information from the state, we'll be ready to hit the ground running with that. That's it for me, Mr. Chair.
Great, thanks, Phil. And it's great to hear your voice. So just so everybody knows, Meredith goes on assignment. Mary can't attend. You know what? The council never misses a beat. And Phil, you're standing here keeping the engines running. So it's good to know. And,
right,
and actually, our preparation on COVID has really been exemplary too. So that's really great work you've been doing. Our general counsel, Ann, anything?
Thank you, Chair. No report.
All right. Well, it's still sunny. The days are getting longer. So, I hope you enjoy this busy time, and I really look forward to visiting with you more next week. There's a lot on our plate, and given that it's a legislative session, you will start hearing and maybe even participating in a lot of contacts with our legislators. I know I will. So stay tuned for that and enjoy the day. We'll see you soon. Thanks so much. This meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.